So guys, I want you to imagine yourself wearing this beautiful gold blingy watch. You know, you're at the office, you're at the gym, you're really turning heads and you don't even have to try because this thing is just that cool in its retro charm. Ever dreamed of strapping on a gorgeous gold Casio that packs a retro charm? Well, today I'm cracking open the DB-360 in gold, your everyday beast with a 10-year battery life and an intriguing pixel grid display up top. And apparently this databank holds 30 names and numbers in 13 languages, like a mini phone book scrolling across your wrist. That's all I know, and honestly, I am excited to figure it out with you. So stick around and we'll find out if this retro beast is worth grabbing. Alrighty, let's bust into this gold beauty for my first impressions. Oh yeah, here it is. Now take a look at the gold color on that bracelet. Is it just me, or is that a little bit less rich than I was expecting? It just seems a little bit dull, if that makes sense. But my goodness, look at that beautiful bezel there, and the case. That is a glorious chrome gold. So we can see the display there. We have the little digits up there, the little pixelated digital display, not typical for a Casio watch like this. And I believe that's where we're going to be able to customize all our little notes or addresses or numbers or whatever. So now I do have with me my A500W that I would like to compare with this. So now keep in mind, this strap is modified. Okay, this isn't the original strap, but I do have that with me as well. Look at that, guys. You see what I mean? The gold color, check it out. The gold color of this new DB-360 is a little bit duller, okay, than the other gold. So let's take a look at the original strap that came with my A500W. Yes, I did keep the original just here. So let's bust it out. And, oh my, you know what? That is quite a close match with the original A500W strap. So maybe the rich gold that I am used to is actually just a non-Casio thing. You know, maybe that's just with the replica straps. And honestly, I do kind of prefer this one more. But, oh well, that's what we've got with this DB-360, and it is quite beautiful. So let's have a look at the little tag with the features written on it just here. So we have a 10-year battery life, which I'm really looking forward to, and then 30 telememo records, and then it's got it in a bunch of different languages. I'm still not 100% clear what that means, guys, so I am very keen to test that out with you, okay? And we have our little label here as well, and as you can see, this is the DB360G, okay? The G stands for gold, DB stands for databank, okay? And there is also a silver version of this available, which I'll show for you on screen just here, okay? So pretty cool. Alrighty, now the other first thing I'm noticing about the strap, guys, is that unfortunately and disappointingly, the buckle is silver, okay? So the actual little clasp that hooks over it is gold, which is nice, okay? But I really don't like that they didn't just use gold metal for the sides of the buckle here, and that's the exact same. Check it out. This is the OG strap from my A500W, okay? And as you can see, yeah, same thing. It's silver. I would have really liked it if it were gold. By the way, if you would like to see the review video I made for the A500W where we did swap the straps, you can check that one out just here. So kind of a pet peeve of mine that they've not done that. But other than that, guys, this thing is very impressive. And the main thing that you notice, I have not experienced this on any of my Casio watches, guys. Those two big buttons at the front, okay? What do they say? We've got reverse and forward. So I'm guessing that's how we're going to scroll between the digits. I'm very keen to see how this plays out. And here we go with the macro lens, guys. Look at this magnificent gold, glorious DB-360. Oh my God. Let's take a look at these straps here. Just beautiful. Even that silver buckle, that's right. It does have its beauty. Alrighty guys, next up we are about to weigh this thing to see how much this little watch weighs. And then we are going to get it on for a wrist check, which I am super excited for. So let's see here. The DB-360 comes in at, we'll get these fold up like that, 58.7 grams. So not a heavy watch we have here, quite light. All right, and I believe that's because this bracelet is actually just folded links. So you may be able to see the detail there. The links are not solid, they are actually hollow, okay? So it is a lightweight little watch. Let's get it on for a wrist check. I'm really excited, and at the moment, we're currently wearing my Casio W800H, which we have a fantastic review and mod video where we added additional functions. So if you want to check that one out, you can do so just here. Quite similar looking watches, aren't they? All right, not bad. Here we go. Oh yeah. And okay, we got a decent sizing there. We might make it a bit tighter. Oh yeah. But there you have it, guys. That is what the DB-360 looks like on my, now I'm used to saying 6.5-inch wrist, guys, but I've actually increased my wrist size. We'll say 17 centimeter wrist as of today. Okay, so I'm quite happy with the look and feel of that. And by the way, if you do want to see the video where I've figured out a way to increase your wrist size, check that one out here. All right. So very comfortable on the wrist. The bracelet is nice. It is comfortable, guys. It's actually hugging the wrist quite nicely. Okay. Now this is very different from the A500W, and if we compare the bracelets, you'll see that the different style there has actually made this particular bracelet not as comfortable, as it kind of is a little bit more rigid, okay? So comfort-wise, this is looking good, and I don't suspect that I'm going to have to swap it over to my favorite kind of gold bracelet like I did with the, and my God, look at the flexibility of this. This is possibly, yeah, this is my most favorite kind of bracelet because it's really comfortable, but I reckon this one's going to be really good. So can't wait to be wearing this for the next 7 days as part of Watch of the Week. Now let's get into the functions of this bad boy. Bubble is here to remind you to ram that like button if you're enjoying the video so far, aren't you, Bubble? Yes, I've got a treat for you. And Bubble here, I see you admiring my gorgeous new DB-360. Well, don't worry, I did get one for you as well. I do have a smaller version for you. See? This is my mini gold ring watch, so you can match me. Here you go. Just put that on. What do you mean it won't fit? Oh. And if you want to see the review for the Casio ring watches set, check that one out here. Good girl, Bubble. Good girl. Now, just before we get into the functions of this data bank, I've noticed it is a little bit jangly, so we are going to adjust it, and it's nice and easy to do with a bracelet of this style. All you got to do, guys, is get a little tool of some kind to hinge it up from under there, just like so. Pop it in and lift. Boom. Now this is free to slide, okay? And we're just going to slide it a little bit tighter, maybe there, and then we just boots, and now that should be a much better fit. Oh yeah, no more jangling. Perfect. So guys, I want you to imagine yourself wearing this beautiful gold blingy watch. You know, you're at the office, you're at the gym, you're really turning heads, and you don't even have to try because this thing is just that cool in its retro charm. If you would like to pick up a Casio DB-360, you can scan the QR just here or head to genie.us/DB360. Now, let's get into these functions because I am very excited to figure out how it works. Now, I did notice that immediately, I haven't pressed a single button, guys. See how we're kind of on this like rotating menu? Sometimes they put these watches into like a display mode. Like, what is that? F30, tel? I've no idea, but I'm wondering, first button I'm tempted to press is one of these. So here we go. Nothing. So whatever display mode or window we're in right now, absolutely nothing. Okay, I've pressed the mode button once. It would appear that we're on the regular home time. Okay, and actually, the date is correct. Awesome, that's good to know. They set it up before sending it. And after the home time, we have the database. Now, at the moment, it's completely blank, so I am going to have to figure this out. But I do know that... Wait a minute. Well... Okay, we're going to have to come back to that, but that's the database mode. If we keep going, we have our alarms. How many do we have? Looks like we've just got a single alarm there. That's a bit of a letdown, guys. Casio has spoiled me. I'm used to having more than one alarm. Oh, hang on. What is that? Alarm 1? No. Maybe we can use these front buttons? Yes, we can. Check it out, guys. We do. We've got 5 alarms. Now, that is what I am used to with Casio. That's really good to see. So awesome. And I've never had to use these front buttons to scroll. Okay, you press it again, you're back to the home menu. So you do have to kind of cycle exactly where you want to go. Next up, we've got the stopwatch. Now, you know me here at Goat Reviews. We are going to try and nail this on 10 seconds. And if we do, you've got to ram that like button. So here we go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, come on. That's worth a like, you got to admit. No, it's not that good. I swear to God, I have nailed it on exactly 10 a few times, if you guys remember from some of my other videos. So the stopwatch is working, and up next we have a timer. So I'm just going to start it at 0. So what that'll do is tell us the maximum. Yeah. So it's a 24-hour maximum countdown timer. So that's really cool to see. So we're going to reset that. And do we have anything after the timer? Dual time. That's an awesome feature to have, guys. So for those of you who like to travel, or you have a relative or something in another country, you can set up the dual time zone so that you can at a glance know what time it's going to be for them as well. A really cool feature to have. So the next thing I've got to do, guys, is figure out how on earth I access that data mode. Let's figure it out. Actually, first, I really want to see how the backlight performs on this bad boy. So we are going to shut off all of my lights here. All right, and here we go. Wow, that is nice and clear. So okay, if I press it once, it stays on for like a second and a half. I don't know if you can adjust that. And if you keep holding it, it does not stay on, but that's definitely nice and clear. Now let's try and figure out this function, guys. I honestly am baffled, and yeah. So, okay, we're definitely in the database mode. Now, pressing these front buttons does nothing. Pressing this button does something. It sounds like it, but you don't see anything. So we're going to hold down the adjust button. That's the only thing I can think of. Here we go. Okay, so now we're flashing our first digit. Oh, so we're scrolling through the alphabet. Now, what's the last letter? And then you've got numbers as well. Cool. Symbols. Awesome. Man, can you imagine like going to a bar or something and then like meeting up with a chick and being like, oh, could I get your number? And getting her to like bust it into your Casio? That would be something. Okay, so how do we go to the next digit? I assume you go boom. Yep. And then we just, okay. What's your number? Give us your digits. 9I. Okay. And then you keep going. Okay, so look at it, guys. It keeps scrolling across your wrist. Okay, now, how do we lock it in? Would it be the light button? No. Probably adjust. We've now saved that. And look at it. It's scrolling across, all right? So all the chicks you can pick up with your Casio watch, you just scroll your way through it, and boom, there is their digits. So that's really cool. Let me know, guys, what would your use case be for this? I'm going to figure it out, obviously, over the week that I'm wearing this to review it for you guys. I'll figure out something, and I'll let you know in my 1-week follow-up review. So do make sure that you are a subscriber. Okay, so I've played around with it for a little bit more, and as you can see, I've got a little message here, g'day, just so that I've got another one to sort of scroll through. So while you're not in the editing mode, guys, you can press these back and forward buttons. So I've written ass there. This one I messed up and it's blank, and then we've got our random number there. So the other thing I figured out, look, if I swap in to edit the word ass, I know I'm real mature, right? Oh, shit, I wanted that to be an A. So I figured you can scroll forward with this, but you can also scroll backwards with this button below adjust, okay? So you've got complete control there. So very, very intuitive, the way that you edit these messages. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this over the next 7 days. So if you guys are thinking about getting your hands on one, you want to join me for Watch of the Week, this is kind of what I do. I'll get a new watch, I'll wear it for a week, and then I'll come up with a review video for me. and a lot of you guys like to join me sometimes and get your hands on the watch. If you would like to do so, scan the QR just here or head to genie.us/DB-360. And guys, let me know, do you like gold Casios like this, or do you prefer to go with like the more subdued versions like this W800H? Because I should let you know, there is a very similar of the DB-360, a very similar version, simply called the DB-36, and it looks a lot more like the W800H. It's just made of resin, and it's a lot more readily available as well. It's a little bit cheaper as well. So if instead you'd like to get your hands on the DB-36, scan the QR just here or head to genie.us/databank. A massive thank you to our Goat Crew channel members, you absolute legends. Thank you for supporting the channel. And if you would like to see my A500W review video, you can check that one out just here. Or if you'd like to see my watch unboxings playlist, check it out here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next review. Hey Bubble, that's one mighty fine gold watch you got there. What a nice matching duo.